Hi, I'm Drew Riley and I'm doing my psychology TED Talk on environmental psychology. Now, what am I talking about specifically as far as the environment? The environment is what all species interact with on a daily basis. It's what's needed to be a successful species to be able to continue to future generations and make sure that they can also live, as the environment is the most important thing. Now, it changes constantly. For example, a gradual change would be global warming or mountains getting higher or shorter based on weather, and it also changes instantly. Like, for example, certain weather events like a hurricane or tornado immediately alter the landscape of the environment that they surround. Now, how does this relate to psychology? So, the term environmental psychology was deemed by environmental psychologist David Hanter and an architect, Kenneth Craik. And they described it as, quite simply, the interplay between humans and their environment. Now, the environment, because of all of the rapid technological advances that have happened in the last 150 years, starting with the building of factories in the 1860s. Since then, the environment has become very fragile because of all of the chemicals that are being released into the air. Now, no one is more aware and willing to help with this issue than Harold Ploshansky. He released a personal essay on the environment and why, since it's the only one we have, we need to be able to protect it now as much as possible so that our kids and their kids' kids can live happily and not have to worry about this like we have to right now. Examples would be, because of the chemicals being released in the air, we have the polar ice caps are melting, which rises the sea levels, and many species are becoming extinct because of our mistakes on the environment. Like, polar bears are decreasing in numbers. Penguins, these animals that live in the north and southern regions of the world, they can't keep continuing because of the environment is fragile. Now, as far as relating it to psychology, and our environmental psychologist J.D. Syme, he had a theory that the people in the world, their early development was the most important part of their lives. So if they grew up in a rural landscape, then they would be happier in their professional lives if they lived continuing in rural area. Like, maybe a suburb would be the highest concentration of people that they would like. Now, people who grew up in urban areas would prefer to keep living in urban areas because they're used to the regular basis of, just the hassle of a city and everything that goes along with that. Now, he did an experiment on this. He got some participants to go into the experiment, and he took people who lived in rural areas and put them in an urban area for a week, and he did it the other way too. He took urban people and put them in rural areas for a week. And he found that the people who were moved from a rural to an urban area experienced a lot more stress because there's a lot more going on in the city environment. While the people who lived in the city and then were moved to the rural for a week, they couldn't even really function. They always needed to be doing something. And that is just a testament to how the urban life works. Now, what does this mean for us? For the audience's purpose here, if you live in a rural area right now, like most of us do, then you're probably going to prefer to live in that rural area for the rest of your life. Now, because of that, if you change, it is possible, but most likely you're not going to be as happy as you could. And it is doable again, but because we want the environment on a larger scale to remain healthy, we want to make sure that we are happy so that we are willing to give back to the environment. And by doing this, we can ensure that both species and humans alike can receive the best possible benefits for this. So thank you.